Hi there, Wendy Rollins backstage for Alt 1057 with Foster the People at Music Midtown. First of all, I'm super excited to see you guys in this set. I've seen Foster the People plenty of times, headline shows and stuff like that. The festival set, though, I feel like could be a little different. Do you guys approach that differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have I think part of it is that, you're playing for people that may have never seen you before and might not be a fan at all. And so I think it's like every festival that we play, we're trying to convert people.
Sure.
And, I think festivals, there's so much noise and chaos and energy going on that we usually try to just make the sets pretty high energy. That's like one different, we don't have the same arc of a show where we can bring people down and take them on a journey. It's we just want to just put in the bangers,
Yeah, just go straight for the throat every time.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Is it tough for you guys because you're talking about the energy of it's an anthill out there. Everybody's going everywhere. Do you take that as okay, I'm going to go for that guy all the way in the back and see if I can reach him? Or is it just we're just going to work on what we're doing right here and keep the focus with the band? How do you play that?
I try to focus on Isom to get him actually really pumped up and ready for the show because he's usually the most sedentary up there. So I'm really trying to get him excited about our music.
That's love.
Trying to sell him on our music. It's mainly my focus is on this man.
He keeps me focused. There's usually a group of people with selfie sticks that I usually get drawn to. So I usually come back in towards Sean and gets me into it.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool that you guys can kind of vibe off of one another. Now, while Music Midtown is super cool, I'm excited. I will say, I saw you guys are going to work with Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
Isn't that next weekend, a week from
Yep,
today?
Yeah.
So how did that even happen?
Life is Beautiful in Vegas. Well, I've been friends with this guy Lou, the North American Cirque director in Vegas for years. He's a fan of the band. We've just been well, you know what? You know how it happened was that after on Torches, when we were about to take Torches on the road, I saw the Beatles' Love Show, and it blew me away. And so I contacted Cirque a long time ago, trying to find out who directed that show to see if they would be interested in directing something for our Torches tour.
Yeah.
Because we were doing kind of a big production. It was our last Shed tour, amphitheaters, kind of ending that whole cycle on with a bang. And we didn't get to work with the guy. I don't know what happened, but we ended up becoming. Yeah, I don't even know what he was up to. I mean, obviously just doing huge whatever he was doing. I mean, that show is unbelievable.
I don't know how they hatched those ideas.
And so they reached out to us a few months ago to see if we wanted to do a collaboration. We've been, just kind of friends for a while. So I know it's gonna be pretty special. We've got a couple of special things we're gonna pull out.
Is there going to be video of that, or
yes,
because if you're not in the audience
so.
like myself, I'm not gonna be there. But my God, I want to see what that looks like.
I know. I'm sure they'll be filming it.
Okay.
Or you can check Isom's Snapchat because
That's what he does on stage.
He gets distracted. He stops playing music and then he just starts Snapchatting. So
That's how I communicate. That's how I.
He's like a savant. He doesn't really know how to do anything else other than
Where's
communicate
a good filter
through Snapchat.
through that? Let me tell you, I will have entire text conversations with GIFs.
It's gonna be weird to see the Cirque performers with dog faces and all the filters that Isom's gonna be putting on them. It's gonna be flower crowns and puppy faces.
Yeah, it's halos of stars. Sure. You mentioned dog faces. Did Biz make the trip?
I did not bring Biz this time.
Okay,
No.
it's okay.
Biz would be out here right now answering all of our questions if he was with us.
I had a few for him.
You did, yeah. Well, I can pass them along to him. No, he's staying home on this little run.
It's okay.
Very sad though, but thank you for asking.
Give him my love.
I will give him. I will pass it on.
I have 3 girls at home that are definite fans. They follow him.
Yes.
Dude. My pups.
At Biz the Bulldog.
At Biz the Bulldog. My pups are not that famous, but definitely, I'm look at this bulldog, and they look and then they go back to sleep. But that's fine. I do have a question that I was given by a fan, Madeline, who is in Huntsville, Alabama.
Hi, Madeline.
Hello, Madeline. So she wanted to know. She heard that you guys had a ton of material that did not make it to Sacred Hearts Club. So what happens to that material? Is it for a later date? Do you guys go back to old stuff? Do you always start fresh? Or how does that work for you guys?
We give it to Imagine Dragons.
Well, they're going to be here later today, so you could guys just pass off a few things. What? No, for real.
I don't know. You know, we have a lot of B-sides from all of our records, and I think sometimes like songs will end up kind of getting reworked and put out. Like there's actually been one song that I've been trying to put on every single Foster the People record that I wrote like 12 years ago.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. It's called On Off.
Okay.
And it's never made it on any record. And I keep, like, every single time we're making a record, I'm like, guys, we have to put On Off on this record. And, like, even on Supermodel, we worked on it. We have, like a pretty finished demo of it. And then just never made it. And then, like, for Sacred Hearts Club, started working on it again. Didn't make it. And so I'm hoping to put that out this year just, like, as a single or something. It's funny. I mean, I have, like, a whole music video in my head to the song as well. But, you know, it's a weird one. And maybe that's why it doesn't... I believe in it, but I feel like when I play it for other people, it's like 50-50. People like are like, I don't get it.
These guys not?
What do you? I don't know. I mean,
I'm putting you on the spot now.
Dang it.
It's a weird song.
No, it's super weird, and that's why I like it. It's kind of like, I don't know, like very Aphex Twin, like kind of bizarre-ish. In the way they approach things, it's just it's a little like left field.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a jam. I'm a fan.
I love that you're getting honest feedback right now.
Thanks,
that's
guys. That's inspiring.
It's a jam. It's Aphex Twin.
I mean,
I think that's
that's
good.
high praise. That's high.
very
That's
high praise.
that's the high.
Aphex, like that's awesome.
It's like Aphex Twin, like what he was doing when he was like 5 years old.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be looking out for that song, and if and when it finally comes out, I'm going to be pumped for you.
Thank you.
Okay? So, just a random question here. What is an album that each of you can listen to start to finish and you still love as much as you heard the first time?
Oh, man.
I know it takes a second.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic is always mine. I know you're going to be a fan of that. Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Check that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Flea's got a book coming out I'm super excited
does
about.
he?
Yeah, in November.
Ooh.
And it's supposed to end where the Red Hot Chili Peppers start. So it's his, as he said, it's an origin
it's the
story.
prequel.
And I was like, whoa, dude. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, no, I mean, God, you know, the Strokes' first two records
Ooh.
are just like front to back. You know, the thing is, these records are kind of easy to remember because bands really don't do it that often. Like when you put out a classic where every single song is good,
Yeah.
that's hard to do.
It is.
Torches by Foster the People.
That is a very big album. You know which one I like though is Supermodel.
Oh, really?
Supermodel, I was
Hey.
like, oh my God. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
there's honestly such roller coaster
You know, it's
emotion
funny
there.
because there's this big talk at like the label about Supermodel and the chairman of Sony who signed us, Rob Stringer. We were talking like a few weeks ago when we played in LA and he was just like, we always laugh about Supermodel because it was such like a polarizing record and people loved it or they hated it. But he was just like, mate, he's like, Supermodel, it's a brilliant record. I love that record. But I'll tell you, you put out your fourth record second. It's like, it would have been great as a fourth record. He was like, it was just too much of a departure. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. You know?
You're like, so what? You want me to get that time machine
I was
now?
like, how do I convince people we're not a boy band? Let's make a record with no singles on it.
Hardest thing we could ever do, actually.
You know what? Oh, well,
It did its job.
well, let me go back to you guys. What are your albums?
I would say Kid A, Radiohead,
Oh,
and Octung Baby is like,
Yes.
those are my jams,
Okay.
always.
Okay.
Tried and true.
I'd say Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah.
Beatles. That and probably Abbey Road.
Well, and that
took the
was,
easy
see-
way out, but
No,
And
no, that's-
Magical Mystery Tour were all the B-sides from Sgt. Pepper, right? Yes. Don't think about it. Don't argue with me. I read that somewhere.
I thought it started as a television show. It was like a television special
Also,
on
yes.
BBC. In which probably you're right.
But no, I don't know. I did hear that. I heard that they were like all the weird tracks from Sgt. Pepper that they didn't put out, and then they like finished them and put out Magical Mystery Tour.
That sounds right.
I gotta read up on this now. I'm so intrigued.
All
So-
the Beatles trivia, you know? It's like I feel like they've put out so many documentaries and biographies, but we still can't get enough.
Well-
We're still just like, well, no, like how did they record that guitar? What was George playing on? Like,
Now Paul's just giving away how he just
That interview that he did is unbelievable.
That interview, I was like,
he has nothing else, so he's
It's awesome.
now just.
I liked when he talked about going into the echo chamber to get high, like, and that they would just be sitting in there because it was like the only room that they could get quiet. They would be quiet. That was like quiet, but then every once in a while there'd be like Tom Jones vocals coming in through the echo chamber, and they would just be like filled with all these like crazy vocals, just like whatever. And they would just be like, and they'd have to be like really quiet or else. But I mean, the echoes were bouncing off all the Beatles and going on to those records that ended up coming out, which is kind of awesome.
that's totally surreal. Like,
Did you hear the thing he talked about when he went to Nigeria and started hanging out with Fella?
Yeah.
And he actually talked about that thing that Epworth told us.
Oh,
when
really?
He smoked weed in Nigeria.
And thought they were gonna kill him?
What? Did he think they were gonna kill him?
That's what
They're gonna,
Epworth told
eat
me.
him, actually. I think that's how Paul told it.
Yeah.
Afraid that they're gonna eat him. He's like,
oh my God.
Because Fela came out with all of his tribal gear and like his like 40 wives and then just like made. What did McCartney talk about, like being brought to tears or what?
Yes, yeah. It was the most beautiful sound that he'd ever heard, and just.
That's the coolest
incredible.
thing ever.
But Ginger Baker was hanging around, and just how is this real?
Yeah. To be a fly on the wall.
I feel like we could do like an entire podcast just talking about just like nerding out on bands, but I don't want to hold you guys up.
But we are out of time and we have to play a show now.
You kind of have something a little bit more important to do, and I don't want to hold up all the peoples out there. So we're gonna give them what they want. So
Okay.
thank you so much for your
Wendy,
time, though.
thank you.
I really appreciate it. And what was it? On off?
On off.
Man, one day.
Get on the car, get
One day.
on the blades, get on the bike, get going to the train, get on the route, get on the airplane, get on the wheelbarrow, riding in the rain. That's a little taste of on off.
Boom. There you go. Thanks to Foster the People for here at Music Midtown with 105.7